Boundaries aren't just about saying no. Most people completely misunderstand what a boundary actually is, and that's why they struggle to enforce them without feeling guilty, stressed, or anxious. Maybe you've tried setting a boundary, and the person guilt-tripped you, tested you, or even ignored you. If that's ever happened to you, stick around. We're breaking down the top misunderstandings so you can protect your energy and communicate confidently. In this video, we'll cover the biggest misunderstandings about boundaries, why these misunderstandings make it so much harder to enforce them, and how to reframe it so that your boundaries feel natural and protective, not scary. If you're someone who freezes or overthinks what to say, my freeze recovery response kit is packed with phrases that you can use in almost any situation. So if that's something that you would like some help with, feel free to check it out in the description below. Let's jump straight into misunderstanding 1. Most people think that boundaries are about controlling others. Like you're saying, do this or else. Boundaries aren't about them, they're about you. I remember trying to enforce a boundary with someone who wanted me to do something that I didn't have the time or energy for. I kept thinking, if I say no, I'll hurt them. I felt anxious, I felt guilty, and I found myself over-explaining my reasons. But here's the reality. A boundary is just a fancy way of saying, this is my limit. It's not about punishing anyone, it's about you protecting yourself. Boundaries are about self-respect and not control. Misunderstanding 2 is another big one, and it's thinking that if they respond negatively, then it means that you have failed, that you did something wrong. People assume that boundaries should make people happy. It should make everyone happy. That's what they think, but that's actually impossible. I remember telling a family member that I couldn't come over to do something that she wanted me to do. And the guilt tripping started immediately. She started to bring up death and the fact that we live in a selfish world and we should always be available to help others and all these things. And we shouldn't wait until we need something to start spending time with people. But this is a family member who always wanted something to be done at her convenience. I thought to myself, maybe I should just go. But the issue wasn't me, it was about them testing the boundary. Here's a better approach. Let their emotions be theirs. You don't have to fix them. You just need to honor your limits, honor your boundaries. That's it. Misunderstanding 3 is thinking that being firm means being rude. A lot of people believe that a boundary has to be soft, polite, or sugar-coated. But here's the truth. Being firm isn't rude. It's being clear. I've had colleagues push deadlines that weren't mine. And I tried to be polite and I tried to tiptoe around saying no. It just led to more pressure and stress. Once I started being direct but calm, the pushback disappeared. Not because I was being mean, but because I was being clear and I was being firm. Here's a tip. Be calm, be concise, and repeat if necessary. That's all it takes. I had a relative who said something that I didn't like. It wasn't just one time. It's like little passive-aggressive comments, right? It's like little passive-aggressive comments and they're offensive, right? So at first, I found myself getting upset. I found myself getting annoyed. I didn't say anything to them. I would just go, oh, and I would keep it in here, and then it would bother me. I would find myself being upset. It would ruin my day. I would have sleepless nights because I'm like, why couldn't I say something? So when I finally decided that I'm going to say something, I brought it up firmly. I brought it up clearly. I said, you had said this thing. I didn't appreciate that. And moving forward, I just want to, this is an opportunity for self-reflection, something to that effect. I was very polite, but I was firm and I was clear about how I felt about what she had said. Her immediate reaction was to guilt trip me. She started to bring up all these things that were completely irrelevant to what I had said. That we're supposed to be family and we need each other. Yes, we're family and we need each other, but where is the respect coming from you to me? Now that I'm telling you that you said this and I didn't like it, mind you, I wasn't being rude. You're talking about we're family, selfishness is the order of the day in the world, and The world would be a better place if people were kinder. But when you're saying these things, where is the kindness and the compassion then? So I said, I stood my ground. I was calm and I was clear that I'm speaking about these two specific things, and I'm not doing the back and forth. My goal here is to address it so that moving forward, we can move forward with respect and clarity. She was not having that at all. It was just the same points, guilt tripping. She wasn't admitting or saying, okay, I see how that could have come across. Nothing. There was no accountability on her part. So I just kept repeating, I will not be continuing this conversation any further. I've said what I needed to say, and I don't see the point in debating this anymore. And that was that. Misunderstanding 4 is thinking that your boundaries need to be complicated. Some people think that you need to have justifications or explanations in order to enforce your boundary. Or some people even think you need the timing to be perfect. But the answer is no. You just need to keep it simple. For example, telling someone, I'm not available for that today. I can't do that today. That is enough. You don't need to give them a whole story about why you can't do it today. Overcomplicating it gives them room to push back. Be short, simple, firm, and you're done. Comment below and let me know, have you ever felt exhausted trying to justify a simple boundary? It could have been the smallest, simplest thing, and when you tried to communicate it to other people, did that leave you feeling drained? Misunderstanding 5 is thinking that your boundaries have to be permanent or rigid. Most people assume that once you set a boundary that you have to stick to it forever and ever. With no flexibility, till death do us part. The truth is, boundaries are flexible. They're about protecting your needs in the moment. They can absolutely change the next time. I had a friend ask for help for something that I usually say no to. But that day I had extra time and I was feeling good. I had the energy. So I said yes, but on my terms. Boundaries are not a cage that you have to stay inside. Boundaries aren't like trees that you plant where they're firmly rooted and they can't move. The key is self-awareness and knowing when to use them, knowing your limits. If you struggle with knowing what to say in boundary situations, my Freeze Recovery Response Kit has ready-to-use phrases for dozens of real-life situations, and they're all designed to match how you naturally speak, to find something that sounds like you. And inside, there is also a space for you to create your own boundaries, create your own phrases that you'd like to use and keep on hand. And if you find yourself replaying conversations afterwards and carrying around all that stress in your body after those interactions, my free emotional reset guide will help. It will help you to calm your mind, settle your body, and feel confident after those challenging conversations. Both of them are linked in the description. Please remember that boundaries do not make you selfish or mean. They show that you respect yourself. Every time you enforce a boundary, you're teaching people how to treat you, and that's powerful. It's priceless. Even tiny changes in how you set your boundaries can completely shift your relationships and bring peace to your mind. If this video resonated with you, go ahead and comment below. Comment below which boundary misunderstanding you struggle with the most. Subscribe for weekly strategies on boundaries, manipulation, and communicating confidently. Start practicing today and take control of your conversations. I'll see you in the next video.